What's up, guys? Welcome to my show, Walking and Talking. My little rectangle where I walk and talk. A kind of two-dimensional space when you can see me. And, you know, just experience what I experience. Just to be me. That's a kind of interesting idea. And now, well, before to start talking about it, I need to prepare. Hello. I need to prepare myself a little bit. And so let's begin with the idea of, you know, okay, okay, no, let's do it a little bit differently. So now I feel really amazing, and I'm not actually, no, I'm not actually feeling it. It's like, it's not even feeling. It's kind of deeper than feeling. Because, well, it's like a usual thing. I'm just walking and talking. But on a kind of psychological sense, what I'm doing right now is I'm building meaning out of nothing. Building meaning. It sounds not too inspiring. Well, where all these words come from, really? It's like, before starting this video, I was thinking about totally different stuff. It's like there was a thing in my imagination, and I was, wow, that's like, I was sitting at home and I was thinking, wow, that's like really amazing. I can just go and talk and record another video where I will, you know, where I will place all these amazing ideas and thoughts which I experienced at that moment, sitting at my apartment at home. And since I started recording myself, all these thoughts have disappeared. And now I need to do something to bring them back. Yeah, that's the point. And it takes a little time. Well, I'm not going to complain as I did it in previous video which I recorded today while I was walking to the lectures, to the place where I watched lectures with other people in English. There I was complaining a lot about these differences in my personality, and that when I, for example, record myself, I can talk about one thing, and when I don't record myself, I talk about another thing, or I feel something else, or my thoughts and my consciousness is in different place. And I was, you know, telling you that one self or one experience is true experience and another is false. Of course, I understand that they both are parts of my experience, and I can't really separate them. I can't say that one thing is one thing and another thing is another thing. No, they are both me, but I still can like think about them as different parts of my experience, because like, well, it's really complicated. I can't explain it in just few words. I can say something like, look, this is that, and that's how I understand it. No, it doesn't work that way. I need to think, and I need to put my thoughts in a structure which you can just take and reconstruct in your imagination. But it doesn't work well when I just try to, to say something in just a few sentences. I mean, I need a lot of time. I need a lot of time to express what I think. And the more time I have, the better I feel and the better I can express myself. When I don't think about time, when I think, oh, okay, let's suppose there's no time and I can talk endlessly. Yeah, in that case I feel myself really amazing. And now, come back to the beginning, I would tell that this kind of experience, this kind of feeling, or something deeper than feeling, was in my mind before I started recording this video. Because what I feel and what I experience is a kind of, lack of time. I think that I can, it's like this exercise is like, it's too amazing. I started making it just in the beginning of this week, and now I can see, like, in the future. So there's basically like no restrictions, no limits. I can continue talking more and more, and I can make something out of this experience. Because while I'm talking, it's like I'm growing in my thoughts, I understand myself better, and this understanding brings some sort of, it's like art, it's like creating something. And I constantly create something. While I'm walking and talking, I'm working on my experience, on books which I read, on, some information which I got through like different sources, like watching hundreds and thousands hours of different lectures of different professors, and focusing really deep on all this stuff, just writing it down. And while I was doing all of this, I was really passionate about it, and turned like 10 years. And during that time, it's like during this 10 years, I was really serious about doing this work. And I haven't had this feeling when I, for example, when I wrote my journal. I had a little bit of that feeling because I knew that, okay, I'm writing my journal, and it's like I'm saving, I'm preserving my personality, I'm preserving everything what's going on here right now, and I'm learning how to do it better. And every year it's like it turns better and better. But again, there was no such feeling, because I knew that it's like it's kind of weak, or it's like, well, let's suppose that I'm a writer, and in my writings I want to express what I think and what I feel. But when I write it, I need some sort of motivation, or whatever, to make my writing better. And in writing, when I write, like whatever I may write, like my journals or just some poetry, I don't feel that it makes a lot of sense for others. I mean, I feel it to some degree, but the point is that it's like I'm working on something that in my lifetime won't be useful. Well, that's the lack of certain words now prevents me from like another reason why should I invest more time in learning language. Yeah, but when I talk and when I record myself here, I see that like in just a year or just few months, I think it's just few months, it takes no more, but I can develop really strong like art, and I can work on it and I can make it better all the time. I mean, no, I can grow really big here. It's like I'm making a digital copy of myself, and in writing, for example, it's really it's small because, well, I can't take my writing and like make it interesting for everybody, because there are lots of people who don't read at all. I mean, to write big books, yeah, it may be interesting for me. I have 4 minutes. It may be interesting for me, but it probably won't be so interesting for other people. And, well, the point is that this kind of attention which comes from other people, it makes a huge difference. And when I don't have it, it's kind of, you know, kind of warm or heat. Really. And I just write and I see that nobody like gives a shit about my writings. Nobody actually cares, and nobody pays attention, and like there's nobody to speak with about this stuff. And well, and even if I just can do that on a level which really few individuals now can do. I mean, if I take the whole population of my country, like people who are native Russians, they very few people who can write like me. I mean, well, there may be 1,000 or maybe 100 people like that, because I worked for like 10 years, almost 10 years, and rapidly on improving my writing skills. So I read all classic writers, and like not all, but you know, lots of them, like more than people usually read, and it made my writing better. I mean, I can compare. I have this, as I said, 10-year experience of writing, and every year it got better and better. And now it's like it's almost perfect, but nobody still gives a shit. Why? Well, why? Who knows why? Well, of course, I don't write about, you know, stuff which are really interesting for most people. They may be interesting for people in next 50 years, but now there's not too many people who can understand what I write. That's the problem. And it's not a problem, but again, it's like all my motivation, let's say, I get it from some, you know, from really far future, not from now when I write. I think, oh, okay, it's like I'm preserving my personality, and probably it will be revealed the next time. Well, it makes sense. The point is that it's like it's meaningful. It helps me to consider life as something meaningful, because I just continue doing something which makes sense, at least for me, even if it's just my fantasies and illusions. Doesn't matter. I try to make them real. They are my fantasies. I'm writing something. I know that if I continue doing that, it gets better and better. At some point, probably it'll be useful not only for me, but again, when I started recording these videos, walking and talking, it's like, wow, that's too amazing. I mean, I can make YouTube channel where I can walk and talk, and just working on this YouTube channel, I can just, you know, live my life. It's kind of lifestyle. I can do it every day. there's nothing that prevents me. And the most important thing that I have lots of things to say. I can talk endlessly, really. I can talk like all the time, and it's not just repeating the same shit again and again. Like if you take somebody like this Leo from actualize.org, so he just seems to, you know, to be a good boy, but the point is that he repeats himself over and over again, and it's interesting to listen for half a year or maybe for a year, but then he doesn't go. Maybe I want to go, because for him, of course, it seems that he tells something new, but for me, like, there's no, like, sometimes when he talks about, like, you know, last time I remember when he was talking about authority, it was kind of, you know, interesting talk which I liked, and it was a few months ago, and after that, like, I don't remember anything really interesting. But again, the point is that, what's time? 16 minutes. Okay, I need to stop this video. Well, I continue talking about this in the next one.